the JR Association was pleased with 2 flying machine developments at once. After it became known that the prototype is being tested for stratospheric flights without propellers, we contacted the working group of the concept developer. The space car is not part of the borrowed systems of various innovative companies. According to the developer, the vehicle can travel above the surface of the Earth, fly like an airliner and go into the stratosphere.
What Tesla and Volvo strived for is embodied in a movement of infinite and selfless love for humanity, described as a system capable of reassuring any user, and assuring reliability, safety, and the exclusion of accidents from all its rules of probability.
Reliability dictates its own conditions for increasing the demand for space tourism and giving birth to a new attitude towards one's own life and those around you. The developer does not yet specify all the details of the future project for the development of air transportation and flights, but he aims to create a framework for thinking about the global use of transportation anywhere in the world. He also intends to significantly reduce the cost of production to recycle raw materials from obsolete ground transportation. Initially, the project itself was designed for private use, but later the world itself began to generate demand for space tourism, and with this in mind, JR took the path of natural change, combining innovation and bringing together various corporations to utilize VTOL systems. Thus began the time of using prototyping as a tool to gather information about projects and their actual capabilities. The use of rubber and gasoline is ultimately not foreseen in this environmental project. The environment for the development of this technology lies in the 80s, when it was only considered cult fiction. Programmers and designers have already tried to create such means of transportation, but the infrastructure and human living arrangements are not yet developed to meet the requirements of these technological changes. Only a reasonable approach to each project can be conditioned by difficulties, which JR solves with pleasure in his professional activity, just directing the conditions for the financial stability of the association through security and constant search for opportunities for this in all directions of the association's development. The use of cold fusion has long been on the lips of scientists and oil economists alike. Today, JR is not just a transportation for military or internal structures, it is a special system of choice. Full automation of virtually all processes, and duplication of safety systems solves the issues of stabilization both in terms of time to make decisions to perform maneuvers in manual mode, and finds a compromise between unstable parts of the automation, if such can occur due to adverse weather conditions. Full automation of virtually all processes, JR's capabilities, and its automation is what solves all questions about the realization of any movement in space. 20 years ago it was just information from science fiction movies. Now there is a full realization of these projects by small experimental companies spending their own efforts on an individual or specific for each individual level. JR is on the threshold of a comprehensive implementation of knowledge as part of the development of the association. Such directions as space flights based on long-lost principles but cumulatively restored with the help of reverse engineering by JR scientists are also being considered. Travel comfort is the main motto of the JR product for the new generation, both in life on Earth and in space. Stratospheric and space travel will soon take the first place among ordinary tourism and recreation. JR brings together such major areas as robotics, aviation, and astronautics. The dreams of many children in different countries will become a reality. The year 2045 will be fully immersed in human exploration of the solar system, as well as increasing human life expectancy. JR is keeping up with the times and has the knowledge base of the mistakes of the past to successfully explore space on a gigantic scale.